Welcome, Total War Warhammer news fans, to the Hamster Total War channel. Today we're going to discuss the new release of the 1.1 gigabyte update for Total War Warhammer 3. It's update 2.2.0 and it is the second to last update that's going to be released for Warhammer 3 this year, meaning one prediction I had that we would see the Chaos Dwarf DLC to be released this year to get, the Christmas the Christmas sale in is probably not going to materialize this year, and instead I still suspect we will see the announcement for Chaos Dwarfs 2, to be able to purchase them, but I guess the release will be next year and not this year anymore, I guess. Lots of things have been delayed, but as you know, the Total War Warhammer DLC team is now working on Warhammer 3, and they're getting quite a few things going. Now, I've looked at the Reddit already after this patch was released, and so far no critical issues have emerged. But still, after the last patch, there was a hot fix being released. So maybe this will happen this time again, but we'll see. At least we know that Creative Assembly does their hot fixes and they're patching quite quickly now, and they're taking it seriously. Now, unfortunately, this patch will not fix the ability of direct fire units like muskets to shoot at enemies right next to them. Maybe you remember when you're playing the Empire, you've got some musketeers in your unit and you're trying to shoot at anything next to you. As long as there's some sticks on the ground, they won't be able to shoot. That's not fixed yet, unfortunately. But what is going to be fixed, and I'll try to keep this video very brief, is that the No More Land Battles mod is now officially introduced, although they do not call it that way, but still, you will not have minor siege battles in all those minor settlement maps, but it's just in the More Land Battles mod. So only when your minor settlement has walls around it, then you'll fight a real minor settlement battle like it's been up to now. Of course, most people deactivated already. Well, I guess, and also in the multiplayer mod, you can now choose whether you want to play the normal land battles. I think they posted a screenshot here on the lower part, or whether you want to play the domination mode. Basically, what's that? That was kind of the League of Legends style, massively online multiplayer online battle arena mod they wanted to shoehorn into the game. I think it's a good idea to try something new. Unfortunately, nonetheless, that spectacularly failed, at least in my opinion. If you like that game mod, more power to you, have fun with it, but it's not for me, at least. Now, finally, we don't have a 50% chance to play the one mode or the other in quick battle, but now we can choose, which is great. Other news, and I will not go through the whole list with you because it's far too much. We'll keep it brief, maybe 10 minutes video, maybe 15 minutes. Just go through the main points I think were most interesting. Heroes will now level up faster. They will receive 50% more experience points. Hero experience points are now awarded based on the amount of enemy units you slay in battle, and if you destroy an enemy faction, it's even better. It's not based on heroic victory or pyrrhic victory or something like that anymore, which is also a nice change in my opinion. Also, dwarf grudges are reworked, so maybe you have played the dwarf campaign and you realize basically instantly all your dwarves begin to hate you. The grudging is just unbelievable. When the dwarves start grudging, they don't stop. I guess that's why they have the great book of grudges. Oh, that's another YouTube channel. They do have that, but now the effect of public discomfort that you get from grudges is being reduced, which is great because that made the Dwarven campaign a little bit stressful to play. Now, there are also some more regiments of renown being released for all the new factions that came around with Total War 3 for Kislev, for the Ogres, for Nurgle, Slaanesh, Katai, Khorne, and Tzeentch. And I think best unit is the Nurgle one, because the Nurgle demon, it's a great unclean one, has the ability to, well, it's always active. No, it has a miasma, so you can choose between an deactivating ability that can heal himself while damaging other enemies. Also, it's got like a Mortis engine effect around it, so making this new Great Unclean one pretty nice. I don't think the other ones are comparably great. And another news, now there are Skaven as a new endgame crisis available, which is the one that everybody was actually waiting for, compared to the Dwarven endgame crisis. I mean, that was a nice thing to just have more. I mean, grudges got so bad, now Dwarves want to kill everyone. I guess it had to happen. But I guess Skaven is the one that we were all expecting, and now we will even get that. So, nice thing for that. What else do we have for the campaign? As you probably also realized, Total Warhammer 3 campaigning got a lot easier than before, particularly if you played like me on Legendary and very hard difficulties. And one of the reasons is, of course, that the upkeep cost for additional armies has been reduced considerably, but the other one was that the AI was not as aggressive as before, and that's been a little bit accounted for. So apparently AI is supposed to be more aggressive towards the player now, and we'll see how that works out. Another absolutely fascinating update, in my opinion, that was also shown in that short video that Creative Assembly has released with that patch, is that units now are supposed to go through the gates in case they are open in siege battles, which I think is a very silly idea, because why would you want to go through a gate? I mean, it's like suicide. You're going through a gate, the enemy is just waiting behind that gate for you, waiting for you to create a giant blob of units to be demolished by your area of effect vortex spell, which is probably what's going to happen. It's a blast from the past where the AI also did that. So when it was like the gate bug, you could force the enemy units just try to go through the gate. Probably this will come back again. I mean, why would you go through the gate just and file yourself in when you can just go and pull some letters out of your cavities that Papa Nurgle would be proud to see, and just attack from everywhere. So yeah, I mean, let's see how that works out. But the siege battles were never the strong point of the game. So whatever, land battles were the thing. Now, what else? Victory conditions. There's a lot of updates regarding victory conditions that was spotlighted for various factions, particularly for high elves and stuff. And in my opinion, well, are you caring for victory conditions? In my opinion, I almost never care for any victory condition at all. So that's why I did a Reddit survey from Exploding Hamster. Do you complete the campaign victory goals? And there were quite a few replies and ticks here, although I did not get outvoted a lot, so it's very sad. But still, we got an idea how many people actually finish the short victory or do something else entirely, or who will complete the campaign until the very end. Those crazy mofos, it's insane. So, but basically most of the people don't really do the short victory, do something else entirely, while definitely like 3/4 of the people play only up to short victory at most and then change to the next campaign, because Total War Warhammer turns into Total Bureaucracy Warhammer after turn like 70 or something, and it gets a little bit boring. The challenge is basically gone. So I can completely relate to that. I also never finish my campaigns. And yeah, so that's I'm wondering, they focus quite a bit on the updated campaign mechanics, but on the other hand, I mean, I don't really care, not too much at least. Now, when we go to the faction updates, there are several, like heaps of updates to units for the multiplayer mode, damage modifiers, cost modifiers, like really a lot. And in Total War 2, I was playing a lot of multiplayer and I was really into how much any unit costs and what's a buff and what's a debuff. But I don't think in Total Warhammer 3 the balance has been achieved, at least by far there's been no balance achieved. It's crazy, it's all over the place, particularly since Creative Assembly would like to balance both domination and land battles, which I think will end very soon, although it will just be around to play domination battles forever. And one of the notable buffs, in my opinion, is the buff to the giant. So the giant for all factions has been buffed by receiving 20 more armor, more base weapon, more armor piercing damage, and multiplayer cost reduced by 100, which makes it quite a lot more viable than before. It was kind of a sitting or a walking duck in relation to ranged units shooting it. Also, it was very, very slow, and so it was actually never there or hard to get somewhere where you needed it, making the giant a little bit of a, well, maybe like a meme pick. But, well, why now it costs 1,400, has more armor, becomes a lot more interesting. Let's see how the multiplayer community reacts to that. And I've heard there's a World Cup around the corner. So those are the major changes and updates, in my opinion, which we will feel quite a bit. So most of the people that play campaign, at least, there's been some additional updates with the change of starting position of tech lists and some changes to slave mechanic. But yeah, I don't think, at least not to me, these don't seem to be the really huge changes in my opinion. But we can also take a look into the future. Creative Assembly has told us that this is the second to last update, and only update 2.3 will still be released this year. And I have got this hype train, which I regularly update. It shows what happened in the past, and it also, well, it looks into the future and tells us what may come. And it has a quite good hit ratio, in my opinion. Although, with the release of Total Warhammer 3, everything was basically completely. Yeah, I had to scrap everything. I did not realize that Total Warhammer 3 would be such an insane buggy mess when it was released. I mean, fortunately, now 8 months after release, it's in a state at which Creative Assembly is proud enough to call it a beta, which, well, it's a good beta at least, I guess. So now we've got the 18th or the 19th of October. We've got Regiments of Renown, some other features seen. There's also some update for the modders, and we'll see in November the small patch of 2.3. It will fix some bugs. It will change something to the balance. And well, I expected the Chaos Dwarves to be released this year. But since this is the last update, I expect the announcement for Chaos Dwarfs to come in December. So people can already pre-purchase it. Maybe some content creators will already have access before next year. But that's my speculation. But I think Creative Assembly will probably want to get the Christmas sale. The people that buying the stuff before Christmas. Also, what else do we have? Things I'm interested in. It's 140k Dark Tide, Space Marine 2 is the Cyberpunk updates, Dungeon of the Endless 2, and Rogue Trader Warhammer 40k, but they will probably all released in 2023. So that's all the patch 2.2 and the hype train. Naga has been confirmed back in July. If you remember, the Blood Bowl 3 update was quite exciting. Yeah, that's it for me. Hope you liked it. Give the video a like if you like to support the Hamster and another Warhammer channel. There's going to be lots of tutorials being released here regarding leveling your lord and what actually all that stuff in your unit card means. And looking forward to see you around. Have a nice day, have a nice week, and until next time.